All right, it is time for Night of Champions. There's so many matches to go through on this pay-per-view.
Oh, quite a few.
So many matches are pre-booked already.
I know, it's like there's 5.
It's like 5 of them.
6.
It took 5 of them.
5. It's 5 matches!
It took 5 of them!
There'll be nothing but comedy segments, I'm afraid. And here's the thing, I've always liked Night of Champions. I've always liked the idea behind Night of Champions. It was a night where every single championship is on the line. Every single championship is on the line.
Well, every championship
That's not the case this year.
On the line.
That's not the case this year. The Intercontinental Championship is not on the line. There's no United States Championship match yet.
As of now, and as of SmackDown, I checked the SmackDown spoilers to see, and there is not one that is booked on SmackDown, so...
Yeah, so... I don't know how this show's...
So I don't know how that's going to work, but...
I don't know how this show's going to turn out. I'm a little...
The main event will be good, but other than that...
Yeah, the main event, of course, is going to be awesome.
Other than that, I'm not sure.
The rest of this card has me a little bit worried.
Yeah. It's a very dull card.
Yeah.
Compared to SummerSlam's card, it's very dull.
Kind of predictable, even.
Yeah, for the most part.
I mean, I appreciate the Tag Team Turmoil match. I mean, that's not predictable in any way. Like... WWE recently, they've been trying really hard at building up their tag team division.
As you can tell.
So, for the kickoff match, they're going to have a tag team turmoil match. And
Indeed.
It's very interesting, because they got the primetime players taking on the Usos, taking on Tons of Funk, taking on the Real Americans, taking on Three-Man Band.
Which I don't know which 2 members of Three-Man Band. I'm hoping Slater and McIntyre, but...
Yeah, I'm hoping Slater and McIntyre too, just because I think they're better workers.
Hey, don't hinder Jinder.
I will hinder Jinder.
I'll hinder him too.
Although, there's a part of me that hopes there's going to be Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal, just because then I can make the joke of Ginger Mahal. But
Jinder Mahal.
Oh, it's my favorite. Tag team name ever. Anyway,
it is a pretty good tag team name, so I can.
I love it so much. Oh, it's so awesome. Anywho, so yeah, we've got Antonio Cesaro, Jack Swagger, Tensai, Brodus Clay, Darren Young, Titus O'Neil, Jimmy and Jay, and whichever 2 members of the Three-Man Band in this tag team turmoil match.
To me, this was really predictable, but of course, primetime players are going to win this.
Yeah, I think it's going to be primetime players.
I mean, of course, a face team has to win. The Usos just got their shot at Money in the Bank, so they're not going to give them another shot. And Tons of Funk, why would they get a shot?
Well, Brodus Clay, yo.
But primetime players have beat them before, so I mean, it wouldn't make sense.
True. And, Tons of Funk has kind of become just this, or it always was just kind of a jobber tag team.
Yeah.
So,
a comedy jobber tag team.
Comedy jobber tag team. It wouldn't make any sense for them to be really in the title hunt.
They wouldn't look like a threat at all to the Shield.
They really wouldn't. Like, the only 2 teams that have, like, any sort of legitimacy in my mind are the Real Americans and primetime players. Just because I don't see Three-Man Band winning the
yeah, Three-Man Band, plus they got all 3 of them were beat by the Big Show on SmackDown a few weeks ago, therefore not making them seem like a threat either.
Well, the Three-Man Band has never seemed like a threat.
No, yeah, well, I'm just saying.
Except for, like, when they first debuted.
Primetime players didn't seem like a threat for a while because they were always losing, but now they're winning. They're getting built up, it seems.
Yeah, they're getting built up pretty well. And, of course, Real Americans. Well, weird because, of course, they have Cesaro. They're a solid tag team.
They are. I'm not a fan of Jack Swagger too much, but
no, I'm not a huge fan.
He's not bad in the ring, but he's very boring.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more willing to forgive Jack Swagger for being boring than I am willing to forgive Randy Orton for being boring, if only just because Jack Swagger's been shoved up my throat. That and also, Jack Swagger will be able to get his charisma by, teaming up with Zeb Coulter.
There's no charisma to be given to Jack Swagger. That man just... You could team him up with anybody and it wouldn't matter. He'd still look bland and boring.
Hey, if they were to team up Jack Swagger with Jim Cornette, I guarantee you he would become Intercontinental Champion tomorrow.
Well, No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, because WWE hates Jim Cornette. Anywho, so yeah, I think it's going to be primetime players that are going to win this match.
Yep, and might as well go right into the tag team match then.
And then we might as well just go into the tag team match. And
I would have to say the Shield is going to keep the titles. I don't see them dropping them to primetime players, or any of these teams for that matter.
Not at the moment. I don't see them dropping into primetime players. I can see them dropping into primetime players in the future. I just don't see it
maybe in the future, but they...
Not this pay-per-view.
I think it depends, though, too, where primetime players start in the tag team turmoil match. If they start number one and they go through the rest of the teams, then they'll definitely look like a threat, and I could see them winning the titles, but that would also mean that they're tired out later in the night, which that could be their excuse for why they lose.
Right.
If you get a rematch at a later date.
We'll see. I kind of see... I do see the Shield going ahead and winning.
As do I.
I kind of see... As far as like teams starting off, I imagine it's probably going to be like Tons of Funk and 3-man band.
As long as 3-man band survives that, I'll be happy.
Next probably be the Primetime Players, then the Usos, and then Real Americans, and then I think it's going to come down to like Real Americans and Primetime Players.
Yeah.
Honestly.
How does this match works by a team has to be eliminated and then another team, right?
I'm not 100% sure.
I think that's the way it goes.
Like, I don't know if it's like a gauntlet tag team match.
I don't think so. I think it's like one team starts, two teams starts, and then once a team gets eliminated, another team...
Right, that's what I meant by
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if it's like that, or if it's going to be like all of the teams in the ring at the same time.
I know it's not. I know from the way I heard it explained, I think on Raw or whatever, it didn't sound like that's the way it would be, but they could have explained it wrong. So
I don't know. I'm not. I haven't watched Raw in forever, obviously, as you can tell by many of my predictions. But yeah, I think primetime players will go over in the turmoil match, but they're gonna fall to the Shield in the actual match.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. All right. Next up is the Divas Championship Fatal 4-Way match with AJ Lee defending her title against Natalya, my favorite, Brie Bella, and Naomi, who I couldn't care less about.
Right.
And your favorite Natalya, so.
Yeah, my favorite Natalya's in this match. I mean, I like AJ Lee, obviously, but I always have a soft spot for Natalya.
I don't.
I know you don't, and it breaks my heart. I don't know. This one's kind of weird. Because, you know, it's like AJ is trying to like basically bury the whole entire Total Divas show and cast.
It's a good show though.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
Well, you should. It's good.
I don't watch television in general. I guess I should just say it that way. So why do I have two mics down? So yeah, I don't necessarily see a whole lot of for me personally, I just don't have a whole lot of interest in this match.
I don't either.
I don't think it's going to be all of that great. As far as a winner, probably AJ. Maybe Natalya.
Those are the two that I see winning. AJ or Natalya. I don't see Brie Bella getting it, and I don't see Naomi getting it.
Yeah, I really don't see Brie Bella getting it.
Or Naomi.
So it's really between AJ and Natalya, and while I'd really like it to be Natalya...
I don't want it to be Natalya. I don't like Natalya
just
at all.
Just so she has, like, one Divas title reign.
Hasn't she already had one? I was going to say, she's already had one, and it was boring as anything, so...
I want her to have more Divas title reigns. Anyway.
I don't want her to have any, ever.
No, as far as character build-up, yeah, AJ Lee is the better character, but I like Natalya. So, I think it's probably going to be AJ.
I think it's going to be AJ as well. I hope it's AJ, at least.
But, as far as, like, a second choice, of course it's going to be Natalya. I mean,
my second choice would be Brie Bella. But but that's not gonna happen. So
like, why the fuck would Brie Bella be?
Exactly. That's why I'm saying if I had to go with a second choice out of the four, it would be Brie Bella because I like Brie Bella for some odd reason that I don't even know.
Right.
But
speaking of the Bella twins, I was watching like a little clip of Raw or whatever, like when AJ was doing her little promo on Total Divas.
Yeah.
Is it just me or is like Brie doing all the matches?
Not Naomi, wow. Nikki Bella is injured, I believe.
Okay.
I believe that is...
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I believe she is away on the sidelines with an injury. Hence why she hasn't been in any of the matches.
Okay, I just wanted to check that just because, I mean, it just kind of felt like Reba was
Yeah.
and I was like, wait a minute, isn't the gimmick of the Bella Twins supposed to be this one thing?
I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's why.
Yeah. And as for Naomi's inclusion in this match, I mean, it's just like, why? I mean, I get it that we're trying to build up, Funkadactyls as actual wrestlers, or,
well, at least Naomi. Cameron, there's nothing you can do to build Cameron up as an actual wrestler.
Nah, Cameron doesn't really scream to me as a wrestler.
Because she doesn't care about it.
Not really.
You seem to forget that her favorite match was Melina versus Alicia Fox. I can't even say her name properly. That's how much I care about her.
Wait a minute, Melina versus Alicia Fox is...
That was Cameron's favorite match, and she said that on Tough Enough. Yeah, that's who that is.
Like, you couldn't have picked, any Lita Trish Stratus match?
Nope.
You couldn't have picked...
She picked Melina versus Alicia Fox.
You couldn't have picked, Wendy Richter versus Fabulous Muda?
No.
Or Moolah,
she
not Muda. Fabulous Muda.
Well,
that's another CAW I need to pick.
To be fair, she didn't know who any of those guys or even Lita or Trish were at the time when she probably said that. That's why.
Oh, I'm sure. Heck, if you were to bring up the name of, I don't know, freaking Nicole Bass or something like that. Like the Cat. You could say the Cat to her and she'd probably be like, what the fuck? If she picked freaking Alicia Fox and...
Well, that was, to be fair, that was back on Tough Enough, so she might by now.
I mean, she may have read up a little bit, but,
But
I don't know.
Chances are very slim on that.
Yeah. So probably going to be AJ Lee. I have a small sliver of hope that it'll be Natalya, but...
I don't. AJ Lee is my pick.
I know. Alright, so the next match is for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's Alberto Del Rio versus Rob Van Dam. Oh shit. Didn't mean to do that.
Alright. I'm gonna see who the WWE Universe thinks is gonna win. 84% for Rob Van Dam, 16% for Del Rio.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to say, I have to go with not Del Rio, RVD on this one, because I think Del Rio is, just like Jack Swagger, boring as anything. He's okay, he's good in the ring, but his character and everything else is just too bland and boring. He's been the same. And he should not have, he's had that world title how many times and it hasn't changed him?
No, it really hasn't.
He's been in the world title hunt for 3-4 years now, and it's just the most boring thing when it's just get him out of there, do something with him, change his, just
do something.
I don't know, it's just, he's too boring. I would not care if they fired him today.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't even think twice. I would just go on and not even, bat an eye at it.
I wouldn't be too sad if Alberto Del Rio actually got released now that we're kind of getting into this thing. Mostly just because I like the dynamic between Alberto Del Rio and Ricardo Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Because that's basically the only thing that kept Del Rio going. Now
exactly.
that they've kind of changed that up a little bit, I don't know if maybe in this match Ricardo Rodriguez is going to do a double cross on...
I would hope not. I mean, Del
Rob
Rio is literally... I mean, of course, stuff has happened in the past, but Del Rio has, assaulted him and bashed his head in with the steps.
Oh, I know it.
So I don't think Ricardo would want to go back to him. And
yeah, it wouldn't make any sense that he would go back.
Well, I mean, a lot of things don't make sense in wrestling.
True. Bully Ray turning out to be the leader of the Aces and Eights after being assaulted by Aces and Eights.
Exactly, stuff like that. But I mean, this isn't even a big enough storyline for them to even do something like that, I don't think.
Right, no. It's
just Del Rio.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, and this is going to make you hate me quite a bit. I think Alberto Del Rio is going to win this match. Not because I want him to win this match. I just think he is going to win.
I hope he doesn't, but I could see him winning it. But
right.
I want Rob Van Dam to win.
Well, the reason that I say that Del Rio is probably going to win is because Rob Van Dam's basically on a let's put everyone over tour.
That's true, but
he's on his Y2J tour, basically.
But at the same time, if they give him the World Heavyweight Championship, then whoever they have take it from him, he'll be putting over.
Oh yeah, true. But
So I mean, if you look at it that way, it's even more so. He'll be putting more people over if.
No. I understand it from that perspective. It's just I kind of see Alberto Del Rio winning this match. Just
For all we know, Sandow could cash in after this match if we're lucky.
Oh, that would be the best.
Now that I'd like that.
That'd be the best, but I just don't see it happening because Night of Champions. It's not a pay-per-view where people really put themselves through extenuating matches.
Yeah.
It's not like Hell in a Cell
plus that would be
two
cash-ins, 2 pay-per-views in a row, so I don't think they'd do that.
Exactly. So I don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening. I'd love for it to happen.
Yeah, I'd love for Sandow to finally just become the champion.
But I don't see it happening yet. He'll probably hold on to it just as long as Ziggler did, if not longer.
Right. And who knows? Maybe Van Dam will win this match. Van Dam will have another match, win that, and then Sandow will cash it in, and then we'll have a Rob Van Dam Sandow feud.
We could have that. That would actually make sense. Sandow would definitely be able to call Van Dam an ignoramus and actually be truthful about it.
He'd be able to cite, all the stuff from ECW at the very least.
Exactly.
And then, of course, go into the whole entire, hey guys, I want to talk to you real quick about arm muscles.
Exactly.
I would hope. I would mark the fuck out.
Sandow should bring that up.
Oh, he
if
should.
If they feud.
But they won't. I think it's going to be Del Rio, though. Like I said.
I don't know who I think it's going to be, but I know I want it to be Rob Van Dam.
No, I want it to be Rob Van Dam, too, but I just think it's going to be Del Rio.
It could be Del Rio. I mean, I don't know. I haven't paid any attention to this feud at all.
Well, I haven't. Of course, I haven't.
Well, I know you have, but I'm just saying. Even I watch and I haven't even paid attention to this. I use their segments as my bathroom break match. So I mean, I just don't. Those are too short. I'd be missing the rest of the show.
Fair enough.
So I mean, at least these give me 5 or 10 minutes to go cook food or something. Even though I could pause, but I'd just end up fast forwarding through it anyway, so. Anyway, up next is CM Punk versus the Intercontinental Champion, Curtis Axel and Paul Heyman, in a handicap elimination match, which, I feel the Intercontinental Championship should be on the line, seeing as it's Night of Champions.
But why the hell would CM Punk be wrestling for the Intercontinental Championship?
Fair enough, but I mean, still, it's Night of Champions.
No, I understand that.
Doesn't matter who he's
facing. I understand that. I understand that we want to, try and get this whole entire, CM Punk is really mad at Paul Heyman thing and,
I think it's been a good storyline so far, but the matchup, I don't like Curtis Axel.
No one likes Curtis Axel.
So, mean, he's not...
Larry the Axe Hennig doesn't like Kurt Axel.
You're probably right. But, still...
Hell, I'm sure Mr. Perfect looks down from heaven or wherever and just is like,
But how can he look down from somewhere that isn't...
Oh, true.
There. Anyway, I don't want to get into that.
Well, atheist myself, so
I am too. I am too, but I'm just saying everyone else. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Out of the video. Edit this out. Anyway. Yeah, no one's a huge fan of Curtis Axel. It was an interesting idea, I'll grant, bring back Mr. Perfect and his son.
Yeah.
But it would have been better served.
I would have liked if they just continued the genesis of McGillicuddy. But
Well, when you work out with The Rock, you gotta get pushed.
Curtis Axel is another one of those guys that he's not bad in the ring. But
he's not bad in the ring.
But everything else about him is boring.
Yes.
I've had to say that for almost every match in this card. I think there's something wrong with the WWE that I have to say that.
Yeah, there's a big problem with a lot of talent. There are people that are on the WWE roster that I would tell you are entertaining on the mic and are good in the ring. Kurt Hawkins, I think is really entertaining.
I haven't heard him. I really haven't heard Kurt Hawkins on the mic too much.
Well, yeah.
Where does he get mic?
Where's Kurt Hawkins?
Where is Curtis Axel?
Where is Curtis Axel?
But yes, I agree with Sandow.
I thought Derek Bateman was really entertaining.
Of course, CM Punk is one of those guys.
CM Punk, of course.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
so, there's a lot of guys who are.
Well, okay. Daniel Bryan's a little shaky. sometimes. Like
he's getting a lot better on the mic.
He's getting a hell of a lot better, but he's still a little shaky.
Well, yeah, this is his first real time in a main event feud getting mic time, though, so.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, before that, he had, like, short, like, little comedy segments, which he was good at, though, too.
Yeah.
And now he has to be serious, so there is a big jump between the two.
Well, I meant, like, even when he first came into WWE through NXT, I mean, he was a little shaky on the mic.
Well, yeah, then, I mean, he was really, really shaky on the mic.
Really shaky. I mean, you know, I watched some of his old ROH, or old ROH promo, and it wasn't bad, but it was like, this is kind of what I'm already seeing in WWE from him, so, you know.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Anyway, I think we should predict this match.
CM Punk.
Yeah. It has to be CM Punk.
CM Punk, he'll murder Paul Heyman in the ring, and then Brock Lesnar will come down and he'll beat the shit out of him or something, I don't know.
I see it has to be CM Punk, though. I mean, Curtis Axel and Paul Heyman, there's no way, especially Curtis Axel, getting a win over CM Punk.
Or Rob Van Dam. You know, who knows?
I just don't see, I don't know. But I don't see Curtis Axel or
Curtis
Paul
Axel's
Heyman.
Not going to win this match.
Exactly. That's all I got to say. Curtis Axel will get eliminated, then it'll be Paul Heyman and CM Punk. Then something will happen, and
okay, Curtis Axel won't win this match cleanly. I can possibly see some shenanigans.
Well, no, I see Curtis Axel getting eliminated, and then the shenanigans going down when it's CM Punk versus Paul Heyman.
Possibly.
Because it is an elimination match, so.
Possibly.
That's the way I see it, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. But yeah, CM Punk's gonna win, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Most likely.
Unless shenanigans happen.
Unless shenanigans. Anywho. And now it's time for the main event. It's for the WWE Championship. Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan. Do you know how weird it is to say that there's a WWE Championship match without John Cena in it?
Yeah.
Especially after all the prediction videos that we've done.
Yes, actually. Let me take the vote. I'm going to vote Daniel Bryan. Well, let me see. 57 and 43, so people still aren't,
It's pretty evenly split.
Which is surprising.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily because Daniel Bryan is not over.
He is definitely over.
He's definitely over. I think the reason that it's so split is because I think a lot of people are taking into consideration.
This isn't necessarily who you like. They could actually be voting who they think will win.
Yeah, it says who will win. It's not necessarily who you like.
Exactly, but I mean, most of these, as you can tell, are popularity contests.
True. I mean, like, you know, whenever we did like a WWE, Cena versus Ryback.
Exactly.
Overwhelmingly Cena, and I was like,
yeah, it wasn't split at all. So
it's got to be Ryback, right? And then, of course, it wasn't.
Of course, but.
Oh, lordy. Anywho. So, yeah, WWE is starting to do that whole entire corporate thing again for people that haven't been watching. Like me. People like me who haven't been watching. WWE is doing the whole entire corporation angle again. Except this time The Rock is Randy Orton. And Stone Cold is Daniel Bryan, apparently.
No, Daniel Bryan's Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton's Randy Orton. I don't like all the comparisons, to be honest with you. It's the same, you know.
And the Shield is the Mean Street Posse.
Yeah, because the Mean Street Posse could be compared to the Shield.
Yes.
I mean, I guess I like the Mean Street Posse for some odd reason, but Pete Gas was always good.
I barely remember that.
Joey Abs, there was nothing.
All I remember was that they were from the mean streets of Greenwich, Connecticut.
Joey Abs wasn't bad, and who was the last one? Joey Abs, Pete Gas, and Rodney.
Rodney.
There it is. The one with the easiest name to remember. I don't remember.
Well, you know, Rodney Mack. You know, it gets muddled. That's just me. So I think Randy Orton's going to win this match.
I think Daniel Bryan's going to win. Well, I think shenanigans are going to happen.
Yeah, that's why I think Randy Orton's going to win.
At the end of the night, I think Randy Orton will walk out with the title.
It'll be shenanigans.
But I think Daniel Bryan might win a match, and then Triple H will come down, restart the match, or some other shenanigans. Shield could get involved.
The lapel lock is now banned.
They could do. I mean, yeah, they could do that kind of it. Yeah.
I mean, there's multiple angles that they could go with.
I think it'll be a good match, though.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good match.
I think it'll probably be better than, I don't know. Randy Orton's pretty good in the ring, so it could easily be better than, Bryan versus Cena from last month, which I thought that was a great match.
Or even, any Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton match that we've seen before, I think, because
they had a really good street fight like 2 months ago, which for some reason they haven't brought up the fact that Daniel Bryan has made Randy Orton tap out in the past.
Well, you forget the rules of wrestling, Justin. You see, you're supposed to forget about something 2 weeks after it happens, and then 7 years later you can bring it back up.
Oh. Excuse me for forgetting that rule that things that happened shouldn't be remembered.
Like Paul Bearer being buried in the cement, and how that was completely referenced all the time in SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. He buried his father. Anyway, I think it's going to be Randy Orton through some sort of shenanigans.
Yeah. If there's no shenanigans in this match, I will be surprised.
Yeah, if Randy Orton wins clean, I'll be pissed. If Daniel Bryan wins clean, I'll be confused.
I'll still be, I want Daniel Bryan to win, but I still won't like it if he just somehow wins without shenanigans going on.
Right.
Just because I feel something needs to happen.
There needs to be shenanigans.
Exactly. This is a match where shenanigans need to happen, or else I'll be disappointed.
And I demand that somebody make a State Troopers or Super Troopers reference in the comment section.
Someone will.
I won't say it for you. Although now that I say that, I probably will not get it. But yes, I think Randy Orton by shenanigans.
There has to be shenanigans. There's only 5 matches on this card, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless, they could easily add in filler matches, but I feel shenanigans will be what takes place of filler matches.
Hold on a second. Dusty Rhodes. Yeah, baby. If you win this match, you'll be able to hire back your son.
He wins it, and it turns out he gets to hire back Gold Dust and not Cody Rhodes.
Yes. Gold Dust is back, that son of a bitch.
They screwed Cody Rhodes again. But I do see Daniel Bryan getting screwed out of a victory.
Oh yeah, totally.
And
absolutely.
Something with Triple H, something with the Shield, something with Big Show. Since I know you haven't been watching, but Big Show has been being used as a tool.
Yeah, I've been noticing Big Show's been used as a tool, so I could possibly see.
So there could be something there with Big Show. Dolph Ziggler, since he's been involved in the angle.
Yeah, he could even come back and try and get some revenge on Randy Orton.
So,
something, I don't know. There's a lot of angles this match.
If there is a U.S. title match on this card, which is I believe it'll be Ziggler versus Ambrose.
I'm sorry, your mic is really shitty.
Is it still right now? Is it better?
No, it's good. It's good.
All right. So yeah, like I was saying, if there is going to be a U.S. title match on this card, which I believe there might be, to me it would only make sense for it to be Dean Ambrose versus Ziggler. Because I know on SmackDown they did have a match, and Dean Ambrose the other week on Raw attacked him before his match with Ryback.
Possibly.
So if they are going to do a U.S. title match, it would be that one, but.
I don't know, it would just feel weird that Ziggler would be going after Dean Ambrose for the U.S. title, though, just because, Ziggler's in the world title picture. It'd be weird for him to be taking that step down.
I don't really find that as a step down, to be completely honest with you. I find
Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship.
I find Dean Ambrose's spot in the company to be above Del Rio's spot, which is who he was feuding with for the title, the world title.
Oh yeah, in the company.
So therefore, he'd be
Dean Ambrose is well above.
Therefore it'd be a step up because he's involved in the main event feud, which is as part of since Dean Ambrose is involved in the whole Corporation 2.0.
No, I guess I can. No.
So therefore, it'd technically be a step up.
No, I understand where you're coming from. It's just, it would feel weird for Ziggler to be, feuding for the U.S. title. Just based on titles. That's all I'm talking about.
Well, we all know the world title means nothing nowadays, so.
Don't tell that to Wade Barrett. Or Damian Sandow.
Well, if Damian Sandow wins, it'll mean something, but.
Right. Well, of course, the Intercontinental Championship means nothing, which is why there's no Intercontinental Championship.
Which is why it's on Curtis Axel.
Which is why it's on Curtis Axel.
Yeah.
It sucks because, the Intercontinental Championship, it used to be cool.
Used to be.
It used to be cool. Like, when Shelton Benjamin got the Intercontinental Championship, that was like the coolest moment of my whole entire life. And then, Carlito happened. And it all went downhill from there.
Hey!
Boom! Oh! Ouch, it burns. Anyway.
He'll spit in your face. Because you're not being cool.
No, I'm not being cool. I don't care. So, running through the card one more time. Tag Team Promo match. Primetime players. Usos. Tons of funk. Real Americans and three-man band. We both think that it's going to be the Primetime players.
Who
and
go
in the
on
match
to lose in the Tag Team Championship match against the Shield later on the night. Alright, Divas match. We got AJ Lee versus Natalya versus Brie Bella versus Naomi. We both think AJ Lee is going to win. You want Natalya to win, though.
I really want Natalya to win.
It
won't happen. I
don't see why. I really don't see why. What do you see in Natalya? She is not good in the ring.
Yes, she is!
Show me one match where she is good.
Eventually, at some point I will.
Exactly.
When I watch more wrestling matches currently, I'll...
Oh, I'm not even talking about current. I'm talking about of all time. One Natalya match.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like by watching like any sort of match.
Because I can tell you AJ matches that were good. Her matches with Caitlyn were good.
Well,
they were pretty good. I don't know. You probably didn't watch them.
Well, of course I did.
Exactly. So
well, I'm just sour on Caitlyn. That's all.
I like Caitlyn.
I don't think whatever.
Her spear's good.
Yes, actually.
Her spear's really good.
She has a better spear than Edge. That's a problem.
She has a better spear than Roman Reigns.
She has a better. I don't know.
I think it depends. AJ Lee sells it good at least.
Yeah, AJ Lee is
really good. She literally folds up.
Oh yeah, AJ Lee is great. I mean, maybe that's why
she has a better spear than Christian.
Well, that's not hard.
Bo Dallas probably has a better spear than Christian.
Oh god, have you seen Christian's like frog splash? By the way, it is horrendous.
Anywho, it is pretty bad.
It is just the fucking arms. I'm like, what the shit are you doing?
I like Christian though.
It's almost as bad as Jack Swagger's ankle lock.
Or Mrs. Figure 4.
Or Mrs. Figure.
Nothing's as bad as that.
Nothing's as bad as Mrs. Figure 4. So yeah, then there's a World Heavyweight Championship match, Alberto Del Rio versus Rob Van Dam. I think it's going to be Alberto Del Rio. You think it's going to be Rob Van Dam. I do want it to be Rob Van Dam. It's just I think it's going to be Del Rio.
I think it's going to be Rob Van Dam. I don't see the point of keeping the title on Del Rio.
But yeah, because like you said, the belt's useless. So, I mean, there's
exactly. At least putting on Rob Van Dam would make it look like it's worth something.
Well, you know.
And then he could easily put someone over when he loses the title. So.
Well, you know, I don't know when the World Heavyweight Championship started to go into crap. Like, that's the most confusing thing to me, is when it started to just dwindle into nothing. Probably because of Del Rio, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Probably a couple years ago, I mean, really. I mean, before that, you could still say it's the second-tier title, but it was still looked at as a major title.
Yeah, it was obviously a second-tier title, but, I mean, you would still say that, okay, this is the guy we're going with. Maybe that's just because when we switched over from SmackDown versus Raw into the current Super Show format that we have, you know, it kind of became weird that we have two world champions.
Yeah, that's probably when the brand split completely ended, is really when it became worthless, because it was used as the other show's title, but now that both champions are in each show, and the main picture is the WWE title, it's just not looked at as, you know, as highly.
And maybe that's just the problem with WWE, is that they just have too many championships. Because, to me, it's very obvious what championships matter in WWE right now, and that would be the United States Championship, the WWE Championship, to an extent the Divas title, and of course the Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, those are the ones, and the Intercontinental and the World Heavyweight are just there.
They mean nothing.
They're just there. They're just props. They're just props.
Exactly. So I'm seeing in the future there's probably going to be some unification matches.
I honestly don't want that to happen, but I just want them to work the titles back up to meaning something, really. Which they could easily do. They could easily do that, too.
I know they could easily do that. It's just kind of, you know...
Putting the title on Del Rio or putting the Intercontinental title on Curtis Axel isn't going to help do that.
Well, you know, to be completely honest with you, even what they could do is just unite the World Heavyweight and the WWE Championships. Because, to be honest with you, I kind of do see the need for
the one thing about it, I hope they don't do that, because to be fair, though, at least the world title, at least having it gives more people more chance, though, more opportunities. instead of 30, 40 people going for one title.
Right. But here's my defense for that idea. Is because if you still at least have like the Intercontinental and the United States Championships, you still kind of have like the WCW United States Championship and like the Television Championship.
Yeah.
Like I kind of see the Intercontinental Championship becoming basically just the TV title.
Yeah, it pretty much already is.
It pretty much is. So at the very least we have 2 mid-card belts. With the world title though, I mean you can't really have 2 top guys, to be honest with you.
You can.
I mean, you can,
They
but
did it. They
should be.
They used to when it was SmackDown and Raw, but now.
That's back when we had the brand.
That's when the brand split was there. Without just every.
Now that we're into this idea of there are no brand splits, there's just a massive roster.
Yeah, and especially now with the WWE title being on SmackDown every week as the main storyline.
Exactly.
Definitely makes the World Heavyweight Championship look like that much lower. As it's not the one ending the show on SmackDown every week like it used to be.
Yeah, and maybe that's what maybe that's what WWE just needs to do. They just need to refocus the World Heavyweight Championship on SmackDown like it was before.
I agree. But at the same time, I enjoy SmackDown having the WWE title as part of it, therefore making it seem like more an important show as well.
True.
Because SmackDown was always the second tier show, but now with the WWE title being the main focus.
Well, here's the thing. It wasn't always the second-tier show. It really wasn't the second-tier show. When they originally did the brand split...
All right, originally, but for the longest time, it was the second-tier show.
True. But when they first did the brand split, the WWE Championship, that went to SmackDown.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at that point, it wasn't really the second-tier show.
Yeah, it wasn't always the second-tier show. Not always, but...
But nowadays, definitely it is.
Nowadays.
I mean, that's what happens when, you go from network television, like, CW, and you go over to cable television over on Sci-Fi. It's like, well,
yeah.
Why would you really put that much effort into the show that no one's going to watch?
I don't even know what channel Sci-Fi is, to be honest, so I mean, I can't even watch.
I don't even know.
I know what channel CW is on my TV, but I don't.
Yeah, I know what channel CW is. I know what channel USA is.
Yeah, exactly, but I don't know what channel Sci-Fi is, therefore I won't be watching SmackDown ever.
So we were recapping.
We were recapping, then we just started going off.
Sorry, everybody. So it's CM Punk versus Intercontinental Champion Axel. And
now, to bring up the point of bringing titles back up to meaning something, if the Intercontinental Championship was on the line in this and CM Punk won it, it would be brought back up to actually meaning something with CM Punk holding that title. A guy who held the WWE Championship for 434 days would now be holding the Intercontinental Championship. That wouldn't make the Intercontinental Championship look less, or CM Punk look less. It would make it look, much more meaningful.
But again, kind of like what I was talking about as far as Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose.
No, I definitely see what you're talking about here. It's just, I'm just saying, it would definitely at least make it seem.
I mean, it would make it look a little bit better, but I mean, I just don't see CM Punk saying, Curtis Axel, I want your Intercontinental Championship.
It never, like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be that he wants it. It could just be that it's on the line since it's Night of Champions and he ends up winning it because he wants to get at Paul Heyman.
Possibly.
Which at the same time, it could make the Intercontinental Championship look like less because CM Punk doesn't want it. He doesn't really care about it and he just wants to get after Heyman. So yeah, either way, it probably is a good thing it's not on the line.
I don't know.
I think CM Punk's gonna win.
Yeah, CM Punk is going to win.
Since we're going with recap.
And of course, it's the WWE Championship. Randy Orton.
This is the one where shenanigans is gonna happen.
It'll be shenanigans.
It's the ending is going to be shenanigans.
It's going to be shenanigans.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in something is going to happen. So there's going to be some sort of shenanigans.
Yeah, something's going to happen. There's going to be some sort of shenanigans. Randy Orton's going to hold on to the belt. And to be honest with you, what I kind of see happening is a Daniel Bryan versus Triple H match.
That could definitely happen. As much as I want Daniel...
Suck balls.
Why would that suck? I think that'd be good.
Daniel Bryan versus Triple H.
I like Triple H. I know you probably don't like Triple H either.
It's just a styles thing.
I think it could be something good.
Triple H is not a grappler.
He's not necessarily, but that doesn't mean it couldn't be good.
I just don't see it happening. As a good match.
Oh, I was going to say.
I see it happening. I just don't see it being a good match.
I was going to say, don't contradict yourself now.
I see
But,
it happening. I just
yeah.
don't see a good match happen.
I could see it being a good match, but I could see it being a dud.
It'll be a dud.
You can't say that for sure.
Minus
The two have never been in the ring together, therefore you can't say for sure that it'll be a dud.
I mean, I don't know. Just picturing their two styles.
I don't know. CM Punk and Triple H had a pretty good match a couple Night of Champions ago, and CM Punk and Daniel Bryan have kind of similar styles.
Not necessarily, you see, because I see CM Punk more as...
Daniel Bryan's a much more technical guy, but...
Yes.
At the same time...
CM Punk is more of a striker, I would tell you, than
that's fair enough,
Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is more of a grappler.
That's
He
true.
does have kicks. He has kicks.
That's true, but at the same time, they do have a similar style.
They're similar, and that's why CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan works.
That's why that is a great match a couple times it's happened.
Exactly. They're similar enough to where it works. Daniel Bryan, Triple H, they're not really all that similar.
I
Triple
agree,
H
but
is gonna be...
sometimes styles don't have to be similar for it to be a good match. I wouldn't consider Daniel Bryan and John Cena's styles to be similar, but they put on a great match.
Yeah, and, John Cena has a little bit more of a style that I would say is more akin to, like, Triple H.
Exactly.
So much...
They put on terrible matches, mind you.
Oh, yeah, they have. They totally have. And, who knows? Maybe Daniel Bryan versus Triple H would turn out to be a good match. It's just, me personally, and considering that Triple H, is however old he is, because he ain't a young man at all.
I will tell you right now how old Triple H is. Wikipedia, here I come.
I just don't see...
He's 44.
Okay, that's not that old, actually. Because Johnny Satan, Johnny Kidd, they're able to put on matches that are ridiculously good. And they're like crazy grapple heavy. Way more than Daniel Bryan is. Daniel Bryan has more of a British / Japanese style of wrestling.
He does.
Very grapple heavy and high impact moves, of course, also with submissions. And Triple H is just a very American wrestler. He has, big shots, high impact grapples, but in a different way than Daniel Bryan does.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but I do think that if they did have a match, it could be good, but it could be bad.
I just think it would be bad, and that's just me personally.
Well, if it does happen, I hope you are wrong.
I would hope I'm wrong too, because I never want to see a bad match.
Yeah, exactly. But
to be completely honest, like I don't like having bad matches.
I don't think anybody does. But I don't know if I see that happening. It could happen eventually. But to be honest with you, I was going to say something before you brought that up. I was going to say that if Daniel Bryan does win, though, I want Daniel Bryan to have the WWE title, but I feel his hunt for the WWE title would be more interesting than him with the WWE title. To be completely honest with you, which is why I really hope Randy Orton does walk out with the title at this event. But I wouldn't be upset if Daniel Bryan did. I would be ecstatic if Daniel Bryan walked out with the WWE Championship. I'm just saying that it wouldn't upset me with Randy Orton walking out.
Actually, no, it wouldn't. And depending upon the kind of shenanigans that happen, like if they're good enough shenanigans, I'll probably be 100% satisfied, if not ecstatic, that Randy Orton would leave with the WWE Championship.
Exactly.
And that's a sentence I never thought I would say in my life.
Exactly. That's kind of
ecstatic that Randy Orton walked out with the WWE Championship. That's the
way I was kind of looking at it at SummerSlam. If Daniel Bryan wins, I mean, he has nowhere to really go with the WWE Championship. But what happened? It's a whole new storyline, and I was ecstatic. Exactly.
Great. I mean, this is something that's actually really energized me to kind of, pay a little bit more attention to wrestling and that sort of stuff. Like,
exactly.
I was kind of starting to be like, the most interesting thing that's happening in wrestling right now is Darren Young came out of the closet. And now it's, fuck, the corporation's back.
Exactly. And these are heels actually making you hate them.
Yes.
Exactly. We haven't seen that in the longest time.
This is the first time we've actually had legitimate heels.
Exactly.
In a very long time.
Exactly. Which is making me
beautiful.
Very excited. Exactly. It is great.
It's beautiful. Triple H as a heel is really good.
Triple H being a heel it's great. He's a perfect heel.
He is a great heel. He
makes you hate. He makes you hate him.
He makes you hate him. He is a horrible babyface.
I mean, just until a few weeks ago, the crowd was still popping for Orton and Triple H, but now
But now,
They're just
fucking just
exactly
pulling them out of the arena.
Exactly, and I love it.
It is just fantastic. And it would only be better, in my opinion, if Shane McMahon were to come back.
Yes!
Just so that way the whole McMahon family was there, besides Linda, obviously.
We need Shane McMahon back. Well, I want one more match. I want one more match from Shane McMahon.
I do not want one more match from Shane McMahon. The last time he came back was the worst.
Oh, is that feud with Randy Orton in 2009?
Did you see that Fez press and the punches?
I don't.
Horrible.
I try not to remember it.
Look it up. Look it up.
No, I try not to remember it. I'm sorry, but I don't want to remember this last match.
Oh my god, it was the worst.
Okay, maybe I want one more match where he's at par with what he was doing.
Just talking. That's all I want Shane McMahon to do. Just talk. That's all I want him to do.
He needs to jump off the Titantron one more time.
No. Because at his age, he'd die.
Fair enough. How old is Shane McMahon?
He's like 43.
I don't think he would die.
Or 42?
I'm checking right now. He's 43. You were right.
Okay. Really? He's only 43? Yeah. Okay, I guess what I should be saying is, really Triple H is 44?
He seems a lot older than that.
He really does. Hold on. I'm double checking you. Anyway.
Right on Wikipedia.
Well, we'll do that after this, recording. Anyway, so those are predictions for Night of Champions.
This probably went on like 30, 40 minutes longer than we thought it would.
It really did. Like, we went on 5 million tangents there.
We did.
Maybe it'll give you some sort of insight into how we think about wrestling and all that sort of stuff. Ow.
I don't know, but, bye.
Yeah, bye.